Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside Sam Gaffon, our, I don't know about an NFL expert, gambling expert, but you are on and you're here gambling with us. You did really well last week, and you're telling me before the show you stopped researching and you went 4-1, right?
Yeah, not an expert. I think I'm having for a first year really trying to gamble and go for it, going over 50%. I think that's not bad.
It's not bad. It's great. You're doing great. You're in the mix with everybody. Where are you in we're doing a mini super contest. There's like 23 of us. And you're like middle of the pack. You're tied for 12th out of the 23. So you're right there. You're doing good.
I'm over 50%. That's all I could ask for the first time I've done this.
That's true.
I've
I'm
kept
trying
up with
to
football over the years. Like I think I know it pretty well, and I've always wanted to get into this. But the problem is, once I start, I know I was going to get obsessed, and I did until
good.
I had a couple bad weeks, and I was like, "Screw this! I'm going to take a break." And then I'm back to last week, 4-1.
Good. I'm glad you did 4-1. People want some hot picks. I'm tied for fourth. I am 4 or 5 out of second place.
You've been streaking the last 2-3 weeks. You're probably what, like one or two losses, 3 losses, maybe?
8-2 last 2 weeks, 3 weeks or something like that. So it's good. I got to keep it up.
Careful what happens this week. These are tough picks this week.
I know. All right, so let's get into it. Do you want to start out with let's start least confident and work our way to the best confidence.
So this week's a little tricky because we have a lot, especially we're recording now on a Wednesday. We have a lot of injuries kind of up in the air that are big time game decisions that could sway, I think, my picks at least.
Okay.
Well, we did get some news today. I believe it's pretty new news on a pretty big quarterback, but
what's the new? Who's the big quarterback, Sam?
Mr. Herbert. He has season injury. I don't know if that was today. Was it today?
That was yesterday. Yeah, I think the Herbert injury news came out yesterday. I think he's done. I thought you were going to talk about Aaron Rodgers coming back in like a week or two. I think he's doing like he's trying to play after Christmas. I thought he was trying to play after Christmas.
Well, I thought that was always the plan, but I haven't heard any new updates on that, like any recent.
No, I don't know. He's on the Pac McAfee show every single day. They must be paying him so much money to be on that show. He's always there. Sorry. So what's your pick, Sam? Where are you going with it? Are you playing the Chargers on a Thursday night? I tell you not to play Chargers on Thursday night. I hate Thursday.
For Thursday, I'm thinking Oakland. Vegas. Sorry.
Okay.
I like Vegas. No Herbert. I mean, who knows what whatever that backups guy, whoever that guy is, what he's going to do. They're already like
in
a subpar team. Oakland, I think that little run kind of slowed down last week specifically, but I mean, our contest -2.5 for Las Vegas. I kind of like that going against the Chargers that I doubt are going to really put a lot out there without Josh Herbert.
I think it's hard playing Thursday night games. It's early. It's a short week. I don't know who the backup is either in LA for the Chargers.
I just looked it up a couple hours ago. I don't think it's O'Donnell. It's like a 28-year-old guy to like South Dakota State. I forget his name, right. But it's no one's ever heard of.
This is going to be a tough week. Thursday, I stay away from too early to know what's going on. Chargers have looked bad. Raiders are like, they have great defense, but I just don't want any part of it. The problem is right when these games start, I go checking who made all the picks. And when everybody's on one side, I'm like, I try to go bet the other side right away because that's usually how it ends up. Usually Thursday night games, everybody picks wrong. There's like 1 or 2 that go on the other side.
I don't love it. It's probably one of my 4th or 5th most confident picks as of right now. But I like to know Justin Herbert.
I agree.
The big books, the lines, I don't know what the lines were maybe like 2 days ago because I guess that news came out yesterday, but surprised the lines haven't moved more.
Well, maybe they're just rating the teams. I mean, it's like, how good was Justin Herbert? No one could win a game. They were close all the time. Is it more their defense? I mean, it's backup and backup, right? Like Vegas has their backup in as well. So he's been out. No, not Vegas. That's New England's quarterback. It's O'Connell or something, or O'Donnell, one of those guys. That's in Vegas. Jimmy G's still on the bench. All right. So my 5th pick, my 5th overall, not my most confident, but I do love it. I love New England at home +9.5 against KC. Listen, I see all the news. I see everything. Belichick's out. He's out at the end of the year. This week is the second biggest home dog for Belichick ever in his entire career, +9.5. KC's looking a little rocky. Their offensive players can't catch balls. He's all frustrated. He's going to come out mad. but I still think it's a lot of points. I do think New England has a decent offense. They've held a lot of teams under 10 points that can score points.
You know,
And it's just,
Kansas City really won last week. That was a BS call
all
there with
right,
the
Sam.
offsides.
Well, they lost, and I would have covered if New England was playing them. I just think New England has a decent defense, even if they don't score any points. And this game is a 6-10 game. Maybe that's what it ends up with. I'm going to cover the game. I like New England. It makes sense. It's not my most confident, but it feels like the right side to play on. Everybody's out. Everybody's checking out for New England, right? There's no chance anybody's getting gamble on this game. Everybody's going to be on KC. So we can't.
So how do you think the players of New England feel? Then you think they're kind of all just like off this season? Like,
no, I mean, I think it's like if every day your job is under performance review, you have to go perform. If you want another job next year, Belichick, maybe he's going to be the Chargers new head coach. Who knows what he's going to do? He's out and he's been out. I feel like they still try a little bit.
Is it confirmed that he's not staying?
Seems like all the reports were saying
rumors. It's nothing from New England staff or ownership. Nothing from him.
Inside reports saying after the Germany game, that was when they determined that he was going to be out. So I just think this is a game where you see him kind of come back. Everybody's playing for next year. There's not one person on that team that is going to be rostered on this team if they don't perform well, right? Even if a new coach comes in, it's like Mac Jones going to be there, Zappy going to be there, Zeke going to be there. All those guys, like they could be on the streets next year. So I think everybody's going to play hard. I don't think people actually give up. I think teams are just sometimes really bad, like Carolina Panthers. They don't give up.
That's a whole different story.
But yeah, I New England's my least favorite, but I do think I got to play it this week in the contest. What do you got for your fourth, Sam?
I don't like that pick.
I know you don't. That's okay though. That's why I go 5-0.
Careful what you wish for, because I don't think it's.
I better not go 0-5. All right, what do you got?
Fourth, I'm going to go with Cincinnati at Cincinnati versus Minnesota, taking Cincinnati -3.5 on our contest right now. I think the big books are about the same, but I don't know. I like the way Cincinnati's playing and the way they look. I mean, I'm going to ride the momentum.
It worries me a little bit. I had them in here at one point. Maybe this would have been like my 7th pick. It worries me that the backup is performing so well. Can that last? Is that something that we continue seeing? He had like the best overall rating of any quarterback first 3 games in history.
Hey, right? We're talking about this next week. We only need one more week of high performance, and they're playing against the team Minnesota that's looked like crap. I mean, Justin Jefferson. I don't even know if he's going to play this week coming up. I mean, you've got Josh Dobbs, who looks like he's basically been figured out.
Josh Dobbs has been benched. Nick Mullins is in.
We'll see who actually ends up playing.
I think Nick Mullins is definitely playing the game.
I think right now they don't have a true guy. They're like, this is the starter no matter what. Right now it's like, we'll see what happens this week. Mullins is the guy this week.
All right, I give you a slight agreement on that one. I do like it. I don't love it.
Cincinnati, they have a good team, and now that Joe going down didn't really hinder them as a team. It looks like they've kept that morale and that momentum, even behind a guy that's a backup who could just fall off the map next week. But you never know; they can keep this going. I mean, it's happened before.
So my fourth overall, what's my 4th pick? My 4th pick. I like this one. This one's just plain injury news right here. I'm playing Tennessee -2.5 at home against Houston. I think they started out at +1.5 during the week, or on Sunday they were +1 or -1. CJ is most likely out. I don't think he's going to play after concussion last week. They seem to be sitting everybody like an additional week after a concussion.
I think I like this pick too, but I think it's still up in the air. I've been trying to read on CJ. No one's going to know until probably Saturday or Sunday morning.
Yeah, no,
it's a 6-day. It's like a 6-day protocol typically now. So technically, I think he's got time to still play. But
I just think this, even if he's activated on Sunday, he had no prep time, no practice. You're a little wonky after a head injury. Tennessee's coming on hot. Will Levis is like He's like what I think there's a stat. He's like there's only one team that has ever gotten a win after being down 14 points with 3 minutes left. It's like 1 in 272 or something.
Did you watch any of that? I watched like the last half of that game. That was crazy. But also, I think it was less Levis playing well and more Tua failing.
Sure, but we
and
can
the Miami
still
defense failing too. But
sure, but we
I
can
mean, look,
give a
Levis played
yeah,
well overall. I mean, at the end
yeah.
of the day,
I like it. I think Tennessee's a good one. That's my fourth pick. If he's out, I'm definitely going to play it.
especially no
Um,
CJ, that's an easy one.
yeah, and especially if the line keeps moving, like it seems like you're going to get some value on it. What's your third, Sam?
Third, you took my third, so I'll
Okay,
probably go into
go in your
actually
second.
no third. Yes, actually, yeah. So third is Pittsburgh at Indianapolis. I'm taking Pittsburgh
Okay,
plus 2.5 for Pittsburgh. That's predicated on TJ still playing, which I
hmm
believe he practiced in full today, so he should still be playing. But that's the big decider for me. If TJ Watt plays, I'm all in on Pittsburgh. This is a classic Tomlin spot. I mean, Indianapolis has looked lackluster the last couple weeks. I like the 2.5 number. It's like just enough. Um, yeah,
I
Indianapolis is not who they were. They were on a little bit of a run the first half of the week, first
yeah.
half of the year, but the last couple of weeks they have not been great.
Now, what do you think about Mitch Trubisky? You're betting on Mitch Trubisky here. I
I
don't.
don't like Mitch Trubisky at all, but I like Pittsburgh's defense, and they can actually run the ball now.
Okay, but
Najee
what?
Harris is practiced in full today, so he's going to play. So they have two good running backs. Najee Harris is on a contract year, and they have that other guy, TJ or Ty Warren. What's his name? Who's
Yeah,
always running the
Warren.
ball really well.
Yeah, yeah,
So if
Warren.
you have a really good run game, you can win with a mediocre quarterback. And they're playing Indianapolis, they're getting 2.5. I
I
like
guess
it.
the problem is there's so many better games out there, and it worries me when you're playing like two teams that you can't get a read on, and you're playing Pittsburgh. Just like, well, if TJ Watt's playing, they're going to be good, but like Pittsburgh's bad. Pittsburgh is a bad team, and it's really hard to bet on a team that can't score
Not
any
a bad
points.
defense.
I think they actually do have bad defense. They've lost a lot of games, right? Like they can't win games, so I think
They're
it's a tough.
7-6. I'm looking right now. They
I
have a
know,
winning
I
record.
know, I know, I know they do, but
Look, I
maybe it's
hate
the
Pittsburgh, but
schedule.
I think they have a very good defense, and their run game has really picked up last couple weeks. So you can win with good defense and running.
We'll see because I'm definitely not betting that game. I'm not. I don't really even want to watch it. So we'll see. It's on Saturday. It's a Saturday game, right?
Yeah, this is Saturday. Yeah.
All right. Where are we? My third pick. Most confident pick. You haven't hit any of mine yet. This is the first week you've never had crossover on some of the picks
No,
that
I like Tennessee.
you like Tennessee. Okay.
Yeah.
My next one. I'm taking the Bears plus 3.5 in Cleveland. I do not believe in Joe Flacco. I think it's just like he's back, and all of a sudden it's like, how can Joe Flacco be sitting on his mom's couch 2 weeks before he started playing for the Cleveland
He was
Browns?
not sitting on his mom's couch.
He was 100% sitting on his mom's couch before he got called up to go play for the Cleveland Browns. And there's no way this man is going to continue on playing the way he does. Now, Sam, me and you, probably around the same age as Joe Flacco, maybe a little younger. I know some mornings I wake up, my lower back hurts, my arm hurts. If Joe Flacco's getting beat up out there and he's coming in, this is the third week he's playing. I don't believe in him. Chicago's looking really good. They played the Lions the week before, beat them.
I took Chicago last week. That was a ballsy move.
Chicago just is looking good, and I'm going to believe in them and getting points. Give it to me all day. I know Cleveland's defense is good, but this is me fading Joe Flacco coming back from sitting on his mom's couch. That is what I'm fading here.
I don't mind that pick. I was thinking about putting it in. It's fringe for me right now, but if I'm going to, I'll definitely take Chicago there. But I think what's really interesting, I'm really excited about this offseason in Chicago. Chicago could be like the team next year.
Yeah, if they keep both of their picks, but I think they should trade away one of them. And get like
They're just going to trade down. I mean, I could see them maybe if they don't want to take a quarterback one, they'll trade down, take Marvin Harrison, receiver. That means they're keeping Justin Fields though. That's what's so intriguing about this is do they keep Fields or do they draft a quarterback?
I think I don't know. Part of you is like you keep him because you don't want to reset again. Because if you get a new quarterback, you're going to have to reset, and it's a whole new team, right? You can't.
Look at CJ Stroud this year. You never know. Some guys can just come in
I know.
and make it
I
happen.
know. I don't.
I actually don't. I don't mind Justin Fields. I think he's proved himself a little bit. He's still a little. It's still a little rough around the edges, but I think he's an overall good quarterback. He's not like a gunslinger like a CJ Stroud, but what he can do with his legs is he can keep any team in the game.
Yeah, it'll take him. He's getting a little better throwing the ball. And he's got DJ Moore, and if they get some other weapons around him, maybe it's like the best team in the league.
Think if he had another top tier receiver in that offense.
Oh, Sam, you're gone. Where did you go? What's happening, Sam? just disappearing on me.
It's probably your crappy electronics.
Yeah, I'm sure it's mine, not you playing on your phone. All right, go to your second pick or whatever pick you got
I think
left.
we're probably at my number one, but I'm
Okay.
gonna go with Washington at LA.
Okay.
LA Rams.
The Rams, yes.
Minus
Yeah.
6.5.
Okay.
They just look so good the
Wait,
last
you're
couple weeks.
Washington or the Rams? Who are you playing here?
I'm taking LA Rams.
You're taking the Rams. Okay.
Minus 6.5. Washington had like a spunky good week like 2-3 weeks ago against Miami maybe, but since then they've looked like dog crap. I mean 6.5 is not bad. I like the Rams. I mean they're at home. Stafford always plays great at home. They're firing at all cylinders since they got back. What's his name? Kyrie Williams, their running back, who's like not even like a great running back. I think he just fits McVay's system so well. Stafford and Kyrie Williams, like that, everything just meshes together. Cooper Cup's playing well. Like I just see them rolling Washington by at least like 2 touchdowns.
It worries me because it seems like a lot of points. It doesn't seem like a game I want to bet on.
It doesn't seem like enough. I think it should be like 9.5 or 10
No
10.5. Like
way. Hold on a second. Let me
they're
so
so much better than Washington.
Washington
has looked so bad the last 2 weeks.
My power ranking's kind of even. It's about 7. Like I see the line at 7 for my rankings, so it's like even right there for the power rankings.
They've looked really good the last couple of weeks, and they're a different team at home. So I don't see how Washington's going to slow them down.
Washington, Sam Howell's a gunslinger. He's good. He's really good, and I don't know. This is a game again. Like there was a lot of games this week. I'm like, I'm not playing this because I cannot figure out anybody on this team, so I'm not going to play it. So I don't know. Good luck, Sam. I mean, that's your number one best pick, and it scares the hell out of me.
It could change come
okay.
Saturday, Sunday, but right now, that's my most confident pick.
Well, I have 2 picks left. So I have my second and my first. I'm staying in the NFC West as well. I'm taking Seattle plus 3.5 at home against Philly. One, if Geno is back, hopefully he's back this week playing. We can't have another Drew Lock week. And Philly has never beaten Seattle ever in the last like 10 years or something. They've never beaten Seattle. So I'm just playing trends and hoping Geno's back. And it's a lot of points at home. Seattle, when you're at home, that they have one of the best home field advantages. And I really like Seattle there. I think Philly's like something's up. They're not that great. And you can kind of see it. Like Dallas isn't that great.
They're still good, but there's something is off in Philly right now.
Yes,
it's something they're missing something. It seems like.
Yeah,
not Jalen Carter though. Jalen Carter's a freaking animal. That was probably one of the best draft picks this past year, other than CJ Stroud.
I just don't think it's almost like right now in my mind, I only see one path to the Super Bowl, and that's San Francisco going straight to the Super Bowl because I don't think any of these other teams can hang with with San Francisco, like Philly, Dallas, anybody that's even in the mix. The Lions.
I don't know. I think they're all contenders.
Okay, Sam. All right. I put some money on San Francisco, Baltimore Super Bowl. That's how.
I mean, I like San Francisco this week. They're a fringe for me to go in the contest with, but 13.5 is a lot. But
well, you're speaking my language because I'm taking Arizona at plus 13.5 against San Francisco. I like it. I think they can hang with them. They don't have to score that many points. Weirdly, San Francisco starts out really slow. You saw it against Carolina. You saw it against Seattle. And then they kind of like rack up the points towards the end. So I'm just hoping here it's like we can get a little garbage time, cover the spread. Maybe it's like 15-27 and something that doesn't cover. Maybe it's 17 to 24 and we'll cover the spread. But 13.5 is a lot of points. And I just think this deep in the season,
Arizona's defense is so bad and San Francisco's offense is so good. And they're like pounding good.
I know.
Like they just like pound and like push you down into the ground and keep building it more and more.
I just think it's this time of year where it's like, I think San Francisco's already locked up the position in the playoffs, right? Like we have 4 weeks left. I think they're in
10-3.
I think they're locked up for the NFC at least. They're in the playoffs. They might not, sometimes when the teams get up.
You want home field though. So Dallas is still 10-3 and Philly's 10-3.
All right.
So home field advantage, which is a huge factor, which you want that one first week.
Well, Sam, I'm not saying, hold on. I'm not saying they're losing the game. I'm saying they're going to win. They're just not going to.
They still have something to play for. The season's not like, they're going to make the playoffs, but everyone wants that first week bye and to get home field advantage.
How about this? If they're up 24-3, they're probably not too like concerned about throwing the ball. They'll probably just run it and see what happens.
Yeah, and probably that's most teams though. if you're up 24-3.
Yeah, with the last quarter. That's all the picks. We're gonna bring on a special guest. So I've never done this before. We have somebody waiting below, ready to come on. Our friend Andrew Wood is about to come on, and he is gonna give us some hot takes. Now, let me just preface. I think these are terrible takes, and I think he knows that, and he's gonna come on and spit some of his hot takes. We're gonna have a little hot take corner. So, Andrew, welcome to the show, Andrew. How you doing? You got no sound. You got no audio. So this is how we're starting off.
That's how we're starting off, huh? That sound better now? We can hear me now?
I got you. All right. So,
Okay,
Andrew.
What's up, Andrew?
Mike? What's going on, Sam? What's going on, Mike?
Let everybody know some of you can do some like old takes if you want. If you want, I can let people know some of your takes. I was telling Sam beforehand.
Oh, we're focusing on Mahomes today. He's
only,
the hot Mahomes. I've got some takes. I've got some beefs to pick Mahomes. I've had beef.
Can I set a baseline of where your takes are? So a few months ago, we were all in our threads on whatever, texting each other, and Andrew said Emily Ratajkowski is mid. She's like a 3 out of 10. That was one of his hot takes. Also, okay. I mean, this is a really big one. You might not be the biggest fan of Taylor Swift, so this is where your baseline takes are right now, right?
Look, I understand the audience of what Taylor Swift is for. Typically not for me. So that's where kind of I find no relation to that. But she's great. She's a great entertainer and stuff like that. Like I said, we'll set a baseline for where my takes are and stuff. Like I said, I think we should be focusing on Mahomes today. I mean, he is kind of the topic of, the big topic, and his conduct on the field and his complaining. And it's not the first time that we've seen this in action. And for some reason, he seems to get the pass. Officiating from the officials, whether it be that, being able to get away with calls and get kind of a little sweet spot with them, then being able to come off the field after that call and attack your teammates. I don't know. I heard a pretty strong take, and I'm going to refute this. Mahomes is the next MJ. I guess we've all forgotten about Tom Brady, right? I hate the Patriots. I grew up in New England, for reference, not a Patriots fan. That being said, Tom Brady is the GOAT. He is the greatest quarterback of all time, in my opinion, whether I want to admit that or not. And Mahomes, whether it be from star power, leadership, likability, all three of those factors are part of being an effective quarterback leader.
Are we allowed to defend Patrick Mahomes here? Can I defend Patrick Mahomes?
I would like to.
I just wanted to get my takes and then kind of let it go.
All right. Go ahead, Sam. I have some thoughts as well.
I think he is probably the best player in the NFL right now, if not top 3 overall.
I agree.
Calling him MJ is a little strong, but he's on pace to be one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Beating out Tom Brady is going to be a little difficult just on wins and Super Bowls. But I think last week he deserved to be pissed about that call. I thought that was a BS call. Over like the history of NFL, they've always like the offsides on receivers and lining up. It's always been kind of a weird thing where they've let it pass a lot of times because it's literally within like a couple inches. And they usually, which is Tooney's fault, usually they check with the line guy and like take a look and say, am I good? And they say like, no, back up. And they usually get around that. But this year, I think they've called it a couple of times for some weird reason because it's a BS call. When you're on the field as a receiver, it's so hard to know like where the line is exactly because it's not drawn out for you. So whether you're like 6 inches from it or 2 inches or a foot, it's extremely difficult to really even know. That's my take.
I'm with Sam. I think Patrick Mahomes could be one of the greatest quarterbacks ever to play if he continues on the pace he's going at. And I think he's allowed to complain when he's pissed off. It shows the fire inside of him. And I'm sure Tom Brady was pissed off at many times.
Tom used to throw his helmet like a madman.
Yeah,
place and go his way.
I don't think it's a big deal. I think everybody's like, I didn't care. I was like, okay, he's pissed. Like he just lost the game. Like it's not a big deal. Like if he did this every single week, then there'd be something there. But this man is pissed and he wants to win a game. He wants to go to the Super Bowl and he knows he's got schmucks around him as a wide receiver.
Not just pissed. They lost the game on a technicality that the refs borderline fucked up.
I know.
On, messed
I
up
know.
on.
And I talked about this with J-Dog. It's like the refs should not interfere as much in the game. And there's been so many penalties this season. It's kind of absurd. You watch any game, it's like 100 yards of penalties on one side or the other side. And it's too much. And I think a few years ago, remember we had those backup refs? That was the same situation. We were just getting flags and the game was paused every 2 seconds. At least they're a little quicker with it now, making decisions. But I disagree with your hot take, Andrew.
He's currently ranked number 4. By the way, behind Josh Allen, and not nipping at Josh Allen.
What ranking? Where's the source of ranking?
We're looking at the NFL current ranking standings for the 2023 season has Patrick Mahomes. If we're talking everyone right behind Josh Allen, snug in between Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's nipping.
First of all,
right if we're talking about their stats, we're talking about stats purely.
First of all,
this
is fucking garbage.
Is this in passing yards order, or is this in? It can't be in like QBR or.
And QBR as well. All those factors in and stuff like that. He's still number 4. Look.
Hey, he's number 4 with no receivers.
I didn't say he was a bad quarterback. I just don't think he has the leadership qualities. I don't think he has the likability qualities. And I don't think he has a star power. He's getting trumped by a second-rate guy right now, Travis Kelce, who really was kind of like
hold on.
Kind of like what
the best tight end of all time.
And his star power is now risen exponentially.
Why is Travis Kelce second tier? Why can't they be both superstars on the same team? They are superstars. They're both superstars.
We're gonna find out, aren't we? We're gonna find out heavy if Patrick Mahomes can share that spotlight. With Travis Kelce.
I think he's sharing it fine.
I think it's affecting his. I honestly have seen it already. I've seen the spotlight shift, which is like, toward Travis Kelce. He's a more likable guy. And I think that comes into play when you're talking about someone who's going to be an MJ, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Yes, skill is a part of it. But like if you look at the past greatest QBs of all time, people like Tom Brady, he is, as much as I don't want to, he is a likable guy. Dumb as nails when it comes to interviewing and stuff. Best football player ever. But God, is that guy likable? Even I look into those baby blues and fall and like stuff. Patrick Mahomes.
You're talking about like endorsement ability.
Look, if we're talking about the whole spectrum of QBs and going, that is a massive part of it. That is a part of it.
I don't think you think Mahomes really cares. Do you think he cares about the limelight and like all that? I don't think he does. He signed what was his contract? Like $400 million,
$500 million. Yeah, it was like $500 million.
Time will tell if he can.
I think Travis is one. He just wants to be. I think Travis wants to go into film and media. He wants to be like an actor. I think he wants to be. He wants to do something after football. He will retire from football.
I think he knows that he won't have this. Yeah, exactly. I think he knows that there has to be a life after football, and he's now. Someone like Mahomes
I would just say
has
this.
A better grip on that.
Mahomes has many, many years left to play. And it's just the beginning of the story. He's won, how many Super Bowls has he won? 2 Super Bowls so far?
What is he, 26 probably? 27? Right?
Yeah, he's still very young. Brady played till he's 42. He's got half his career left if he plays this long. And I'm sure he will because drugs are going to evolve and get better and he's going to be here for a long time.
Also diet and exercise and knowledge.
That's a great point.
I don't know. Our bodies.
You got any other hot takes for us, Andrew? You got
right now, that's as hot as I'm going to take this week. I'm going to save the rest for next week. Like I said, Patrick Mahomes is just kind of on the top of the list this week, and I think we need to address that. Like I said, I still stand by my thing. I think he's a great quarterback, greatest. I still think, like you said, there's plenty of time for someone else to actually come about and take him out. And we got Brock Purdy. We got Brock Purdy. He's doing a great job for San Francisco right now. Not getting enough credit.
He's a rookie. He's not a rookie, but he's I did put money on him to win MVP, Brock Purdy, a few weeks ago, so hopefully that hits. But
what were the odds on that?
There.
I think I got plus 900 or something on it. And I think now he's at like plus 150 or 155 up against Dak. Listen, I think
he can't win MVP. Come on.
Why can't he win MVP? You think it's either
he can? No, he's in the running. Yeah, I just don't want him to. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, right now the two leaders are Dak and Brock. If Brock goes all the way, I don't think
it's fair when Brock he has the most weapons around him. Like I think he's had like a great season statistically, and they're probably the best team in the NFL. But I don't know. I think Dak because Dak has been the last couple of years he's always going to have a great year. The Cowboys are always going to be good. They always let down. They actually started off really slow, but the last 6-8 weeks they've been like lights out. And yeah, he's got like CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard, who hasn't really played that well, but he's done a lot with really just one good receiver. Brock's got elite left tackle, elite best running back in the league, 2 good receivers, great tight end. Like,
I mean, it could be coaching too.
Couldn't you say the same about, like, you know, Josh Allen, 27 yards? I know you're not a fan of Josh Allen, Mike. I know that you think
I like Josh Allen.
Josh Allen
he's great.
Is kind of a choke artist and stuff, but he is you know, he's a winner.
Oh, are you saying Josh Allen's better than Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, look,
that's a hot take.
Close. That's a hot take. I mean, look, you know, I don't love Buffalo. I don't love Buffalo either. But yeah, we could say that one. Nice way to keep it going and stuff. But look, I think there's a lot to say about Josh Allen and stuff that is not talked about.
Like what?
When he's great, he's great. When he chokes, though. I understand that. You know, but like I said, let's save that for another week.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming on for the hot takes. Sam, hopefully you do well in the contest. Andrew, you're playing for last in the contest. You're keeping up. You're doing great for last.
And now, and then I just absolutely the last 2 weeks have just been, do not trust my picks. Take my hot takes, but don't take my picks.
Andrew,
tell us your picks so we can go against them.
Yeah. What are your picks? What do you got this week?
I got this week. Who do I got this week? Let's check them out. Actually,
let's see who you got. And now I will say this, you're in the contest. You are right there playing for last place. And that's the best spot to be because you're going to win your money back, which I forced you into playing. So you can win your money.
I know you forced me. You know, I've got for Thursday, I've got which one? Ooh, I'm losing my head. The Raiders. Okay. I've got Raiders.
There you go, Sam.
Got Detroit on Saturday.
Who else you got?
I've got Detroit on Saturday.
Yeah.
Funny
okay.
enough. Well, I mean, this is just an easy one of Casey. Of course. I mean, they're going to absolutely destroy New England.
You're on. Okay.
Same deal. They're going to just destroy them. Stuff like that. And then I'm going to go with my kind of two of my winning teams, even though surprisingly Steelers lost it for me last week. Philly on Monday.
Philly on Monday. All right. So perfect. I'm on all the other sides of that. So hopefully I'm going to go 5-0. You go 0-5.
Exactly. Most likely get that $100 back and stuff like that.
No, it's good. It's good. And do you have any strategy? I mean, as long as you're here, you might as well tell the people your strategy of gambling. What's your move?
My strategy is the same thing as just kind of continue to look at the stats online. I have a couple fantasy league stuff that I look at that I barely understand. But, you know, it gets the point across. You know, the good thing is I'm just kind of keeping most of you up with it. But I wouldn't say I have any $1 million winning strategy other than I'm going with stats and what I mostly know, you know, which isn't a whole lot. So.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming on. Good show.